So we're going to go over the exponents review sheet for our test on Friday. This is due today at 9 o'clock on Google Classroom. So that's due today, Wednesday at 9 o'clock on Google Classroom. I'm going to go through this a little quicker because we should be familiar with this from our exponents quiz. So just going over our rules, x to the a plus x to the a both have an exponent of 1. So that's going to be 2x to the a. X to the a times x to the b, multiplying with same bases, keep the base, add your exponents. So x to the a plus b. X to the negative a, have to make that positive, so we do 1 over x to the a. X to the a times b, that power to a power, keep the base, multiply your exponent. So x to the ab power. X to the 0 power is 1. X to the a divided by x to the b, when dividing with same bases, keep your base, subtract your exponent. Okay. Now number 2, true or false, explain or show all work. Probably just going to show all work. Y squared times x to the third, well that's going to be y squared x to the third, and then that xy to the fifth, that's that power to a power, so that's going to be x to the fifth, y to the fifth, so they're not equal, so I would say false. 4 to the 6th equals 6 to the 4th. Well, 4 to the 6th is 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. And 6 to the 4th is 6 times 6 times 6 times 6. Those are definitely not equal. I mean, if we really want to prove it, we can show it and grab your calculator and say that 4 to the 6th is 4,096. And 6 to the 4th is 1,296. So those are not equal. So again, we say false. Our last one, multiplying with same bases, keep the base, add the exponents. Keep the base, add the exponents. Finally, yay, something is true. Woo! Okay. Number 3, what is the difference between 4m and m to the 4th? Explain using examples, product of factors, right? So I'm going to show really product of factors here, right? So our 4m, that really means 4 times m, or that we're adding 4 m's together, where m to the 4th means m times m times m. So really, the difference is repeated addition versus repeated multiplication. Number 4, write each expression as a product of the same factors, or in other words, expand. We're going to show all that hidden multiplication. So here on A, I really chose this example because I want us to see 5 is a coefficient, whereas that xq squared is the base of the third power. So in my first step of expanding, that's going to be 5 times xq squared times xq squared times xq squared. Now this is not fully expanded. There's still hidden multiplication. So 5 times x times q times q times x times q times q times x times q times q. Now that's my answer. When we had the quiz, some of you went and then you simplified. No, just expand. Okay. On B, negative 3xy to the second power, that's going to be negative 3xy times negative 3xy, because the whole thing's the base. Can expand more and show the multiplication that's there hidden in the coefficients. And there we go. C is really just asking us to identify that negative as a coefficient of -1 and then expand. Whereas on D, with parentheses, it's asking us to identify that the base is the negative k, and that's what's going to get repeated in multiplication. On 5, we are evaluating, right? That's going to mean substitute in. We're going to use parentheses, evaluate each expression for the given value when x equals -5, p equals 4, and y equals 2. So we're going to substitute in using our parentheses and then simplify following our orders of operations. Order of operations say exponents first. So negative 5 to the third, that's negative 5 times negative 5, which is positive 25, times negative 5 is going to be negative 125. I still have parentheses there because there's still multiplication. Okay? So now maybe I'll grab my calculator. Negative 125 times 7 is going to be negative 875 plus 8. Okay? So that'll be negative 867. On B, 6x squared, so I've got parenthesis, a 6. Now I substitute in for x. Parentheses first, we can simplify inside, which is negative 30. Negative 30 squared means negative 30 times negative 30, which is going to be positive 900. Okay. On C, we've got a negative 4 and then x squared. Exponents first, negative 5 squared with parentheses, right? That means negative 5 times negative 5. So that's going to be positive 25. Negative 4 times positive 25, negative 100. Last but not least, I've got negative, now substitute in for x. Let's see, p squared plus, that's going to be 2 to the negative third power. Now, first things I want to do here is work with our exponents. I can also combine this double sign here because it's a negative 1 times negative 5, which is going to become positive. So we've got a positive 5 times 4 squared is 16 plus, negative exponent, put in the bottom, 1 over 2 to the third power. 1 over 2 to the third, that's 1/8. 5 times 16 is 80. So we've got 80 plus 1/8, which is going to be 80 and 1/8. Okay, on number 6 here, we're simplifying. We're going to make sure we're only using positive exponents here. So on A, we're really just reducing. So common factor of 6 and 18 is 6. 6 goes into 6 once. 6 goes into 18 3 times. X on top, x to the 6 on the bottom, 1x cancels, leaving 5 x's on the bottom, so it'll be 3x to the 5th. 5 y's on top, cancel with 5 of the y's on the bottom, leaving 5 on the bottom. So we wind up with 1 over 3 x to the 5th, y to the 5th. On B, we're going to do that power to a power. Remember, inside our parentheses, everything has that little invisible exponent of 1. And it's power to a power, so everything gets multiplied. Now remember, with that negative 5 on the inside, that's got to be in parentheses with the power to a power here. So it's negative 5 to the third, x to the third, y to the third. And that negative 5 to the third means negative 5 times negative 5 times negative 5, which is going to be negative 125, x to the third, y to the third. When we simplify, we never leave an exponent with a number base. On C, right, we're going to reduce here. 5 goes into 5 once. 5 goes into 24 times. One of the m's on top cancels with 1 on the bottom, leaving us with m squared on the bottom. And then we can cancel 2 n's on the bottom with 2 on the top, leaving 3 on the top. So 4n cubed over m squared. Okay. On D, we've got power to a power, but it's a negative power. So I'm going to take the whole thing because the whole thing's the base. It's all grouped in parentheses. Move it to the bottom. So that outside exponent becomes a positive 5. Now I can do that power to a power where we're multiplying, where we're going to get 1 over a to the 20th, b to the 25th. Okay. E, we're multiplying with same bases. X to the 5th times x to the 10th. X to the 15th, y to the 8th times y to the 5th, y to the 13th. Remember, multiplying with same bases, keep the base, add the exponents. F, 1 over 2b to the 0 power, whole thing is the base, so whole thing becomes 1. Okay. On G, our division, I'm going to rewrite that as a fraction, negative 8ab to the 6th over 10a to the 4th. Now we can start reducing. Common factor is 2. 2 goes into negative 8, negative 4 times. 2 goes into 10, 5 times. The only other thing that can cancel is the a, so we're going to get negative 4b to the 6th over 5a to the 3rd. Okay. H, 9m to the negative 3rd. I want to notice that 9 is a coefficient, only m is the base, so only that m and the exponent are going to move to the bottom. 9 over m to the 3rd. Similarly, on I, right, I can reduce my 3 and 27. 3 goes into 3 once. 3 goes into 27 9 times. Now I'm thinking about moving those negative exponents. What's the base of negative 6? Just the y. What's the base of negative 4? Just the y. So those are going to, one's going to move up, the other's going to move down, making that 1x y to the 6th over 9x to the 6th y to the 4th. Don't know why I wrote the 1 there, but I did. Now we can reduce. So let's see, our x's, we're going to have 5 x's on the bottom. Our y's, 4 y's cancel, leaving 2 on top. Y squared over x to the 5th. On j, we're multiplying with same bases, but I want to notice that 4 to the 0, that's going to become 1. So really it's going to be 10k squared times k to the 4th. So 10k to the 6th. Okay. Good. On k, we've got an n to the negative 3rd over n to the negative 5th and an m to the negative 8th. So this got to move up. This has got to move up. This has got to move down. So that's going to be m to the 4th, m to the 8th, n to the 5th over n to the 3rd. So before I go and cancel, I like to combine those same bases there, making it m to the 12th, n to the 5th over n to the 3rd. Now the 3 n's can cancel, leaving 2 on top. So that's going to be m to the 12th n squared over 1, or just m to the 12th n squared. Okay. Now L here, we've got power to a power, a negative, I'm sorry, not really power to a power, more that negative exponent with a fraction base. Here's where we're going to flip the fraction to make our exponent positive. Now we have to think either, we can think of it as power to a power, or we can think of it as expanding it all out. I think I'm going to expand it all out. I'm feeling that today. So 3yz over 5x times 3yz over 5x times 3yz over 5x. So that'll give us, let's see, 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 is 27, y to the 3rd, z to the 3rd over 125, x to the 3rd. Ooh, just fit it. On m, we've got a lot of 0 exponents, so I want to see, okay, a to the 0, right? 2 is a coefficient there. The base of this 0 is that whole thing. Base of the 0 here is 2, so only those that I circled are going to become 1. Okay, right? 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 plus a, so that's going to be 3 plus a. Right? If you want to write it in that standard form, a plus 3. On n, we've got power to a power and multiplying with same bases. We'll do that power to a power first. So remember, keep the base, multiply the exponents. So it's going to be 7xy times 2 squared, x to the 6th, y to the 8th. 2 squared is 4. 7 times 4 is 28. Let's see, x to the 7th, y to the 9th. Nice. On O, right, I see that 6 and negative 9. Common factor is 3. 3 goes into 6 2 times. 3 goes into negative 9, negative 3 times. And we got that negative exponent I'm going to have to move up. So that's going to make that 2x, x squared, y to the 9th over negative 3y to the 7th. That x squared will be x to the 3rd. And now we just have to cancel out those y's. 7 of the y's cancel, leaving 2 on top. There we go. Okay, and that's our exponents review. If you're looking for more exponents practice, you might want to redo the review sheet from the exponents quiz.